Okay, just remember that it's important that the reference tracks that you choose are similar to what you're making, and maybe they have similar elements. In this case, I chose a track from Woody McBride that, let's say, at least the drums and the structure is very similar for what I'm going for, or my track. Let's listen to it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a gain plugin on the channel of the track and give it 60 dBs of headroom. So take the gain lower by 6 dBs. This way now, by minimizing it by 6 dBs, is going to bring the reference track down to a pre-mastered level, which is the levels you're going to use for your mixes. And maybe if I get it a little bit lower, let's say 7 dBs. Yes. Now the track, if you can see here, is at around minus 18 dBs RMS, which is the sweet spot, which is what I'm going for with my full mix, let's say, on pre-master level. So what you can do is start from the beginning of the track and write down some notes. The kick is peaking a little bit lower than minus 15 on this analyzer. Now you can do the same on your analyzer with maybe different settings, so it might look different, it might give you different values, but the whole concept is the same thing. So I can see here that the kick is peaking around minus maybe 17. I write this down. I can see that the clap is peaking around minus 25, maybe minus around 22, depending on the different dynamics of its heat of the clap. I can see that the hi-hat is playing much lower. A trick, you can find a break on the track. You can find the part of the track that the kick is not playing. This way you will be able to see the bassline, in this case the 303, where it's picking without having the kick on the way, on its way. So you will be able to see clearly where the bassline or where other sounds are picking. So I can see here that the bassline is peaking around minus 20, these 2 octaves, and then there is a third octave peaking much louder. But I get an idea of more or less where it's peaking. And later in the track, an open hi-hat comes in. So I can see clearly that this open hi-hat is peaking around the same levels that the kick is peaking. I would never do this for one of my tracks, so in this case I will have the open hi-hat a little bit lower. Also, there is a rim shot here at around 2K, peaking around minus 20, maybe a little bit louder, so I can keep this as a reference too. So if I do it with more than one reference tracks, I can write down more notes, and in the end I will figure out my own. For example, after all these years of doing it, I have my own structure more or less, and I know where my sound should be peaking.